Okay, so apparently a chair was needed, but no crash mats at this point. So I'm quite concerned that they even had to make that disclaimer. But the team, the dynamic duo that doesn't need any introduction. Mike and Derek.
In the dark rainforest just to the north of Brisbane, Derek and Mike stumble upon an intriguing little house. Its walls are patched with moss, its windows framed with curling ferns, and smoke drifts lazily from a crooked chimney. Curiosity pulls them closer. Inside, the air hums with the quiet clicks and hums and the glow of flashing LEDs. On a polished wooden table sit 3 agents. Mike studies the first. It is overloaded with tools, a vague system prompt, and already hallucinating which tool to use. This is just too complex, he thinks. Derek inspects the second. This one has no tools at all. It's trying hard, but hitting dead ends. This is just too limited, he thinks. The third has a few well-designed tools, a clear system prompt, and guardrails in place. Derek and Mike rejoice. This one's just right. They step into the next room. 3 MCP setups await. Derek looks at the first. It's trying to solve everything with MCP, even when a simple built-in tool would do. This is over-engineered, he says. Mike takes a look at the second. This tool ignores MCP entirely, missing the chance to share tools across agents. This is too simple and single-use. The third uses MCP with purpose, only where it makes sense, enabling shared tools without unnecessary complexity, and can be shared amongst lots of agents. This one is just right. Upstairs in the last room, someone has been writing code. Look at this gaming rig, says Derek. It's just like mine. But look at the code, said Mike. Indeed, the code was a sprawling mess of prompts and half-working code. You're right, said Derek. This is total chaos. The second setup had no prompts at all, and the buttons didn't even make sense. I don't know what's going on here, said Derek. Let's move on. At the last terminal, structure and design tamed the chaos. The words spec-driven glow above the screen, and the code was clean, readable, and maintainable. Derek and Mike sat down to code. This one's just right, they said.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. That's the show over.
That's
Thanks
it.
for coming.
And let's all go to the pub. Hello, everybody. My name's Mike Chambers. I'm a developer advocate for AWS, and I hold the pickaxe.
And my name's Derek. I'm also a developer advocate at AWS, and mine is the sword. And the reason that we have this is to control who talks.
I thought you got it at the Echo.
No.
Okay.
No. You went to the Eka. That was good. So if you hear me talking while the pickaxe is displayed, what you have to do is go, "No, Derek, it's Mike's turn."
Okay, everybody practice. No, Derek, it's Mike's turn. And if you see the sword on the screen when I'm talking, you say, "No, Mike, it's Derek's turn."
No, Mike, it's Derek's turn.
Okay, that is quite genuine because we haven't practiced this a lot. Okay, so you've seen the setup for this. This is somewhat of a fairy tale that you might have seen before. We are 2 of the characters.
Let's meet the characters, actually, Mike.
Let's meet the other characters,
Yes,
apart from us.
the stars
Yes.
of the show, not us.
Okay.
These are the real stars.
These are the real stars. First of all, we have Mama Bear.
Mama Bear. So Mama Bear is a jovial bear who really loves Gen AI. So much, she has a lovely big sticker on her laptop exclaiming the love for Gen AI.
So in our story, that's the character that Mama Bear is playing. We also have another character. We also have Data Bear. Data Bear looks rather grumpy.
Very, very grumpy, arms folded, not having a good day. And Data Bear does not, or Papa Bear does not like Gen AI.
No.
Quite the opposite.
Does not like it at all.
Yes.
And so we need to have somewhat of a balance.
We do. We need someone who, well, sits in the middle and is really open to new ideas and to experiment and
Someone who
is
sits in the
not
middle.
here.
We need someone to sit in the middle. here.
Can we get the star of the show, please?
I'm so sorry. Hang on a sec. Sorry
Just
about
a
this.
second. This chair actually wasn't for me.
Everybody welcome Baby Bear. There you go. Baby Bear's going to be here. Baby Bear's actually been in the audience all day. I don't know if you've spotted Baby Bear, but here we are. Thank
Baby
you,
Bear is a genius.
And Baby Bear's here as well. So took some pictures of Baby Bear before, and Baby Bear is a bit more nuanced in their approach to generative AI.
Yes. Baby Bear is all about, well, let's use it if and when it makes sense.
Exactly. Okay. I'm going to struggle here a little
Yes,
bit with the clicker
I thought the
and
clicker
the
and the
pickaxe
axe.
and the microphone. But we'll see what happens. Okay.
You can do that.
We could do that. Yeah. That's going to look very terrifying.
Do not mess with Baby
Okay.
Bear.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to tell you all about
No, Mike, it's Jarek. So we're going to begin this story, this fairy tale, this journey with agents.
Okay, and this is my slide. So I want to start off by talking a little bit about agents and what agents actually are. So over the last couple of years, leading up until maybe this year, a lot of the conversation about generative AI has been to do with large language models, new models come out, everyone gets excited about models. But I don't know about you, but for me, this year has been much more to do with what we do with the models. So new LLMs come out, they get iteratively better. I'm much more interested in what we're actually going to do with them. And so agents and building agentic systems is what we do. So let's just talk for a moment just about what an agent actually is. So an agent really is just a small piece of code. If you look into it, it's not much more than just some string manipulation, because a lot of what they do is connect to large language models. These large language models have text, the natural language understanding. They help it to be able to figure out what it's going to do. Now, with this, just these two components together, the agentic code, or agent code, and LLM, we don't really have an agent at this point. Maybe we have a chatbot. We're still a couple of years ago with this architecture. So we need to add something extra in. And we need to add some tools in. So these tools give our agent the ability to reach out into the outside world and do things. So whether it's to send an email or to figure out what the weather's like or find out what the time is or launch the fireworks at the Ekka, anything which you can write in code, you can pretty much give as a tool to an agent. And so that's an important part about giving the agent agency. It's where the agent word comes from to build into our agentic flow. The other thing, of course, we need is the query that comes in. This query is usually something which involves natural language or something which is non-deterministic, so the agent's got something that it can figure out. Because if it's deterministic, we don't need an agent. There's things called computer programs that can do that for you. And then the other really important part of this architecture is this bit at the bottom here. This is the agentic loop. And just to be clear, the word agentic is actually a real word. It doesn't exist in many spell checkers.
Are you sure?
You should put it in. I'm sure of it. It doesn't necessarily be in there, but add it to your spell check. This agentic loop, though, is really important because an agent doesn't just take the natural language input and then map it to a tool use. It will then figure out, reason, problem solve, use the tool, bring back the response, maybe then use another tool before finally going back to the user or whatever system it was that was making the query. So this, in a nutshell, is an agentic architecture. And you'll notice there that the LLM just got bigger. Newer, more modern large language models are trained now to perform this function, which actually means that our agentic code can be pretty straightforward.
What do you think of that, Baby Bear? Was he right with agents? This
It's
is still you.
the
I can
pickaxe.
talk, but
Still
you
the
can
pickaxe.
talk.
So in our story that we're presenting here today, we have Mama Bear, who is very positive, if you remember, on everything generative AI. And Mama Bear was talking to me just before we came on stage, actually, and
Talk
was
to
saying
yourself.
that agents can do everything. So we can apply agents to every kind of piece of workload that we can think of. In fact, we noticed some things. I was walking around San Francisco with Mama Bear, and we saw this advert. This is not a generated advert. This is a real advert. Mama Bear pointed it out to me that we should just stop hiring humans now. We don't need to hire humans anymore. We're just going to use agents for everything because agents are awesome. And it's caught the attention of some large companies as well who have decided that AIs and agents can actually perform a lot of the work that we need inside of our work environments. Agents, we can use them for everything, Derek.
Well, that's what Mama Bear thinks, but
Yes.
what would Papa Bear think? Well, Papa Bear is practical, if nothing else, and also cooks a lot, not only with microwaves. Papa Bear wants to know, can agents make porridge? Can he survive with agents? And of course, the answer is no.
Oh,
So Papa Bear is much frightened about agents. And Papa Bear also reads different newspapers and different articles and media than Mama Bear does, including these fine articles on Business Insider and The Guardian. And the one in The Guardian particularly frightens Papa Bear because it's mentioning about WhatsApp in its AI helper giving access to users' numbers. And Papa Bear is very precious about his number. He doesn't want it to go to anybody. So that is why Papa Bear is a bit, well, frightened of agents.
well, and I appreciate that, and we do need to do something slightly different maybe. So our baby bear here,
The genius.
the genius of the show, is going to say, well, actually, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. So we're not necessarily going to go and use agents for absolutely everything, says Baby Bear.
That would be silly.
But at the same time, we're not going to use them for nothing either. And so we...
Yes, sword.
Shall I continue to do this? No.
Sword. So, Baby Bear, being the smart genius that they are, is all about, well, we're starting to use AI when it makes sense. So this article from Tech Radar is saying we're starting to trust it, but only in use cases that we can. So this is saying 34% of consumers will allow AI to make purchases, which is really interesting. Still quite a low number, but it's not zero.
But it's not zero, and it's building all the time. Good point, Baby Bear. Thank
Yes.
you for that.
So rational.
In addition to that, Baby Bear also wants to talk to us about this architecture diagram, this agentic diagram, and what we need to think about in order to be able to ship our agents into a production environment.
Indeed.
And so Baby Bear pointed out to me earlier today, and I thought this was very wise, Baby Bear, by the way. We should have got Baby Bear a microphone.
Yes.
Never mind.
They've done left.
He was talking about some of the things that we need to think about before we ship our agents into a production environment. And one of the first ones here is identity. Now, the things that we're going to list here aren't necessarily things, are the kinds of things that you probably think about with other solutions as well. But identity actually does cause a little bit of a challenge with agentic workflow. We need to make sure that the identity of the user who's actually, or the system that's made that query into the agent in the first place is maintained, that identity is maintained all the way through to things like tool use, so that when the agent is accessing data sources on behalf of the user, that identity is maintained throughout the system. It feels like that should be okay. It's actually a little tricky, and it's the kind of thing that we need to make sure we're building into our application stacks. We can talk more about that in a second. The next one is guardrails. And you've probably heard of guardrails already when we're talking about chatbots and LLMs. But guardrails play an important role as well when we're rolling out our agents. Guardrails can be anything from as simple as just doing a string match to see what is being mentioned and whether there's something mentioned that we don't want, or the Baby Bear doesn't want to have mentioned in the agentic flow. all the way through to automated reasoning, which we've started to talk a lot more about recently. Automated reasoning is actually a technology which has been around for a while and allows us to be able to put mathematical proof behind the output of an agent and the output of a generative system in general to make sure that it's aligned to the guardrails that we have for it. And the last one is observability. So observability, obviously, very important for all of the systems we put out there, but is also a little bit challenging when it comes to agentic systems like this. We want to be able to look at what the inputs were, what the outputs have been, how we can make improvements, and validate what's happening at scale when we've got agents running in a production environment. And we want to wrap all of these around our agentic workload. Baby Bear was telling me. Thank you, Baby Bear.
Good call with Baby Bear.
Yes, thank you, Baby Bear. I did also make a change to this slide. This one's yours, the other one's mine. Sorry,
Okay,
forgot
well,
to
I'll
tell you
go.
that.
So if you want to start building agents with those in builds, you can start with Strands agents. We've had a few talks about the Strands agents SDK and how you can go about getting started in building an agent in Python. So please feel free to check that link and get started playing with Strands.
In addition to that, especially some of the things that we were just talking about, we've recently launched Amazon Bedrock Agent Core. And I know we've spoken about it a little bit today. It's a set of capabilities which are sort of all independent of each other and allow you to be able to deploy agentic workloads into a production and cloud environment. And in particular, I want to call out the Bedrock Agent Core. Identity, which is...
Baby Bear would say it, right?
Okay, yeah, Baby Bear, come on. Which is a capability which you can use to map identity through that agentic flow. We've also got observability, which is a capability which can help you map observability into an agentic solution as well. And we also have guardrails as part of Amazon Bedrock as well. So please do take a look at this QR code. It doesn't take you to a marketing page. It takes you to some sample code so that you can get started with Agent Core.
Hooray!
Even if I can't remember what it's called.
Okay, stepping up from Bedrock Agent Core, we're now on to MCP.
Yeah.
Oh, shall we talk about MCP?
Let's go MCP. You remember this when we were in the second room of the house that we were in.
So, first let's take a step back and understand what MCP is. So, MCP, for most people, is an agent that runs on your laptop. And you use MCP on the same laptop, but the agent uses it and its tools to understand and increase its functionality. And it's seen as two distinct parts. You have the tools that are advertised by the MCP server, and you have the agent, which knows the name of the tool, the description of the tool, and the arguments. Now, notice that all of that is on the agent, but what if you moved it across into the MCP server, just like that? Great animation. These slides are amazing. If you moved it across to the MCP server, then that name, description, and arguments would live there, and you would understand what's available. So what would be available from that MCP server are tools, resources, and prompts. Tools like the ability to give you best practice CDK, tools that are available to read documentation, lots of great tools available via MCP.
Fantastic. Well, Mama Bear's got something to say about that because Mama Bear, as you might remember, is very keen on everything to do with generative AI and has said something to me which I've heard a lot of developers say. Used to say that LLMs can solve everything. Now, MCPs can solve everything. If we have an agent and we want our agent to do a certain thing, we're going to connect it in with an MCP server because MCP is the answer to everything. MCP, you may have heard, is very much like USB Type-C for agentic applications, for AI applications.
Amazing.
I didn't make this up. This is from Anthropic, and they say this a lot. So yeah, if you want to be able to plug anything together with anything else, we can solve all of our problems with MCP.
Wow.
In fact, there are so many MCP servers out there in the world. we have, and Mama Bear pointed out to me, that AWS Labs/MCP in the GitHub repository, there are tens of different MCP servers made available from AWS for all of those kinds of use cases that you were talking about before. In fact, in the world today, there are hundreds of thousands of MCP servers, literally, that you can connect in with your agents, as you described before. We are very excited, Mama Bear and I, about MCP.
Who's Mama Bear and who's you? Where does the difference stop and end? Oh, that's great, Mama Bear. Sorry, Mike. No, sorry, Mama Bear. We get paid for this. So, Papa Bear, no. MCP, no. Can I trust MCP? Where's the trust? All of these remote things happening. What is going on? And Papa Bear, also, when he hears that MCP is just like Type-C, USB Type-C, goes, whoa, I've got about 3,000 USB Type-C cables, and each one does a different thing. Some of them power my laptop, some of them I can put video through, some of them do absolutely nothing, most of them. So when you start to compare this MCP thing to USB-C type cables, I, Papa Bear, get even more worried. And then Papa Bear is a voracious reader, sees things like this, where the GitHub MCP server, if you used it, didn't really care too much about identity and would give you access into private GitHub repos. And Papa Bear, well, he's eating his porridge. He doesn't like this at all.
You know what I think?
What do you think?
I think we need a dose of Baby Bear.
Baby Bear, hit it.
Well, actually, says Baby Bear. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We probably need to get a little bit more nuanced about this. And you mentioned there that just downloading MCP servers and installing them on your laptop and giving them access to the same admin privileges you have, maybe that is slightly problematic. But I think what Baby Bear would like to point out to us is that MCP and the future of MCP is way more than just a plug-in architecture to your IDE. In fact, really, the way that MCP was always envisaged is that it would be available across the network. So MCP is available over streamable HTTP, and Baby Bear seems to think that it's a great idea to make MCP servers that sit separately and across the internet with some kind of capability that you can build into your agent. In fact, Baby Bear was telling me before,
yes,
that you
over a cup of tea.
Over a cup of tea,
yes.
That you should think of this as your agent is built on one side, your tools are built on another side. And you can actually think about these quite separately. You can have entirely different teams, entirely different companies. In fact, you can specialize at building an agent. You can specialize in building MCP servers. And if you need to build tools that can be shared with the world, build an MCP server, make it available over streamable HTTP, and then allow people who are experts at building the agents to do just that. If you need something very simple, Baby Bear was telling me, such as like finding out the time or something very specific to your individual environment, then build it into the agent as a simple tool. There's not necessarily a problem with doing that. And so being more nuanced about how you build up these MCP servers is the way to go.
Actually, one thing that Baby Bear has not said to us over the last couple of days is, it depends, which is quite refreshing.
That's right. It depends. And so, Baby Bear is very excited to tell everybody about Amazon Bedrock Agent Core, Gateway.
Well done.
So this is actually part of Agent Core, which we mentioned before. And Agent Core Gateway actually enables you to be able to launch MCP servers at scale in the cloud. So not just, in fact, not things that sort of are installed inside of the IDE on your local machine, but something which is actually going to work as streamable HTTP. Now, it's actually not that straightforward to do this by yourself. So this service allows you to take something like a Lambda function or an API that you already have and wrap it in everything that's necessary to convert it into an MCP server. And so that's what Amazon Bedrock Agent Core Gateway does. And this QR code will take you to some example code again to show you how to do just that.
Amazing, Baby Bear.
Thank you, Baby
You've
Bear.
hit the mark again.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so last but not least in our journey through the fabled halls of the Three Bears house, we come to my favorite topic, vibe coding.
Okay. Now, Mama Bear and me are very aligned on this. Vibe code everything. I'm going to put my hand up. I'm a fully paid up member of the vibe coding, whatever the club is that we're in. Obviously,
Vibration club.
Okay. We need to be careful about it, of course, but we are very much into vibe coding all of the things. We find that we're able to ship code much faster, we can produce code much faster, we can solve problems that we wouldn't have thought that we had the time to solve before by opening up a terminal and starting with some vibe coding. Now, Mama Bear and I were trying to find some interesting slides that we could actually show for you on this. You know, the news articles that we were showing before, or some sort of like the billboards or something like that?
Vibe coding is great because.
Vibe coding is great because. And we think, where's the news articles which say that? Where are the memes that say that? And strangely, there aren't any.
There's a few crickets.
There aren't any, the crickets. But I think that Mama Bear and I would like to reach out to you and say, I do vibe coding. Mama Bear does vibe coding. I know you do vibe coding as well. And there is a place for vibe coding, and we should do more of it. Vibe coding for the win. What do you think, Papa Bear?
I'm not really Papa Bear. This is an act, by the way.
We'll talk at home.
Loosely based on reality. So Papa Bear thinks that Mama Bear and her friend Mike are living in a fairy tale because vibe coding creates nothing but chaos. And Papa Bear and I have a similar background in a very long time, decades writing software, and we think this whole vibe coding thing is a bit scary. And why do we do that? Well, because we, again, get all of our information off the internets. And that includes a lot of great memes about vibe coding. We see anybody who does some vibe coding with a parasol in a cocktail, sipping away while they try to write an application.
Looks great to me.
It's a lovely shirt. And then we read more, and then we see characters writing books that really shouldn't be writing books on software development. We scratch our heads.
He's my hero.
Ralph, bless him. And then we keep digging, and we find more and more things about people who have created and started vibe coding and have created a bit of chaos. And actually, they didn't get the outcome that they wanted. And then we keep digging more and more, and we find that, well, does this actual vibe coding thing get an outcome in the end? And Papa Bear...
You blocked that out. Is that Mama Bear? Is that what that is?
Mike just refactored in my entire code base. That's what that said, sorry. Yeah. And so, and then we go back to old trusty Business Insider.
You found a news article? That's not fair.
Yeah, I know. It said, this is from Replete, I think. Yes, Replete's CEO actually had to apologize because the agent had done some very bad things to the code base. And so, okay, and now we come to the voice
Is that
of
what it's
reason.
coming down to? Come on, man. We're on the same side, really. Okay.
Okay, boomers.
Baby Bear, no doubt, has got something a bit more nuanced to say.
As always.
And I think here Baby Bear has been sat in the audience for most of today.
He has. And so we've talked about a lot, I've seen a lot of great talks on this particular topic, which is all about giving chaos, well, giving structure to the chaos of vibe coding. And it's spec-driven development, which starts really as a vibe coding session. Because it uses prompts. But the difference with spec-driven development and normal vibe coding is the input to those prompts, which are specifications, more information, more context about what you're building, how you're building it, the architecture that you've got, just to give you more constructive themes that go into your coding session. And then out the back of it, obviously you need to test everything and then inject the bugs that you'll find, because even when you get LLMs and agents to create code, there'll always be bugs. Bugs are a natural occurrence, and you have to fix them. And then once you're happy with the outcome, you deploy it, and then that goes the lovely cycle. Now, I've been a software developer for a long time, and this, to me, is waterfall, right? So, waterfall development, what's old is cool again. And I'm sure there'll be an evolution of this beyond what is a strict cascading waterfall. We may evolve into a V model, and then as we get more and more comfortable, we'll start getting practices that feed more into an agile development technique. But we're not there yet. This is a start of giving structure to the chaos that is prompts creating code.
And this is everything that Baby Bear told you, right?
And this is exactly what Baby Bear.
Yeah, okay.
Not me.
Okay.
I'm not saying this. This
I'm
is
just
all
checking.
Baby Bear's words.
Just checking. Okay.
And then finally, we can then maintain, because we maintain more of the specifications, and we understand our systems and how they're built, and we've got tests to verify.
Absolutely. And I thought I'd better do this one because I've got the shirt on, right? And so a lot of people have been talking about Kiro today, and you probably know that Kiro drives spec-driven development. I've just thought of a different way to put it, though. I mean, essentially, we're going to vibe code our requirements, right? And then once we've vibe coded our requirements, we're going to move to vibe code our design, right? And then once we've vibe coded our design, then we can get our task list. And this is a photo from a session that I was actually in. It then works through the task list and knocks things off one at a time. And the good thing about all of these different text files is that they are text files, they are generated, we are very much involved in the process, and they all then can get put into version control, and so you've actually got somewhere to work from next.
And then you can vibe code your CV.
And then, I don't know what I'm being told here. Okay, and obviously you've probably come across this already. Hopefully you're already signed up on the waitlist for Kiro. So Kiro.dev, I think that is probably the simplest QR code I've ever seen in my life. You can probably read it yourself. Kiro.dev. And please do join the waitlist if you're not already on it, and if you have access to it, then experiment with it and then give us feedback with how the spec-driven development is going for you.
Exactly. That would be fantastic.
And that's getting us towards the end of our story, right?
Alas.
That was it.
Alas,
yeah.
Mum. Sorry, Mike.
As we walked through our house. So thank you to Baby Bear for being with us today and providing us with all this insight. Obviously, this has been where most of everything has come from for us today. So what's that, Baby Bear?
What? You ready for a new adventure? You're bored?
Okay.
What? Are we scared you away?
I think so.
What have we done?
What are you saying, Baby Bear? You want to go home with one of these people today? What do you reckon?
I'm a bit sad, Mike. I'll be honest. I'm a bit sad. But we should set Baby Bear free.
I think we should set Baby Bear free.
Yes.
Here you go. Here's the last QR code. I haven't seen a lot of phones coming out, so can I see them all come out now, please?
Yes,
Thank you very much. Please scan this QR code. Baby Bear would like to take a look at the...
Go home with someone else.
Do a reverse DNS lookup, and Baby
Yeah.
Bear will pick one of you at random to go home with today. It will also ask you for just a little bit of feedback about what's happened in this session.
And hopefully you've enjoyed the session.
Hopefully you have.
Because we've enjoyed giving it.
We have indeed.
Yeah.
And to the person at the back, there should be sound coming out in a minute, if not now. Oh. All going so well. Oh, well, just imagine there was a really awesome ending to it. What's going on? Woo! Oh, is someone taking over? No, okay, let's do that. Yeah, vibe presenting.
Vibe coded.
Vibe presenting, there we go. Are you all seeing that? Yeah, you are, that's fine.
Yes.
Oh, look at that, it's now locked up completely. What?
This was the mic drop moment, Mike.
This was good, wasn't it?
Yes.
Can you tell people how good it was?
So, yeah.
I mean, the QR code's still up, which is a good thing. Why is that doing that? You know what it is, don't you? It's like network and all that kind of stuff. How is network getting us, even when we're doing a QR code? Excuse me a second.
Just play the...
What? You want to take a look? I think I can do it. It's cool. Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Baby Bear,
No,
Baby
no,
Bear,
it's-
help him out.
Okay. No, I think it's just trying to save something to. Oh no.
What's that, Mike?
Derek, I'm scared. What's that sound?
It sounds like a spooky sound.
I think we should get out of here.
Let's run.
As Derek
Bye,
and
everybody.
Mike sit back and look at a job well done, a spooky shadow fills the doorway. What is it? Who is it? A bear-shaped figure forward. It's Dr. Werner Vogels. Hey everyone, now go build, he says.
We actually asked Werner for permission to do that, and you didn't even get to see him. So there you go. Thanks, everybody. All right, so that's the end of us. Matt, where's Matt? Where's Matt? There he is.
That's going to completely screw things up.
Matt's going to come on next.
Yeah.
We don't want you, Alan. Go away.
Yeah, Alan's going to get really mad at me because he doesn't know that this is happening. For those of you who don't know me, I'm one of the organisers. Alan got up here this morning and gave a big speech to say thank you for everybody that's been involved in running today. But nobody has thanked him. So Alan needs to come on stage. Yeah, and everybody's going to give him a big round of applause and say thank you for being the sacrificial lamb that was dumb enough to put his hand up and say, yeah, I'll organise that. How hard can it be? So, from everybody that's been a part of today, thank you very much for being enthusiastic enough, naive enough, whatever the case may be, for taking this on. The organising committee has been talking. We've had a blast putting it on. Everybody I've spoken to has enjoyed today. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. And here was I. Here I was just about to come up with the closing remarks for the day. Awesome. Okay, Mike and Derek just did an absolutely awesome job with Baby Bear over here, and a great presentation all about the three agentic, the three AIs. So I thank Mike and Derek for giving us that really energised close to the day. We've got some prizes to give away though. So through today, we've had the AWS Game Day running over in the Game Day Arena, the Frugality Fest. And so I'm here to announce the first prize and the the best team name as well. Somebody else is in for a quick surprise because I'm going to present the best team name first before we announce the winner. And I would like to invite Kris Howard up to the stage to help me present this particular prize. Now, as many of you have seen today, we have had this little mascot floating around all day. So each one of our game day winners, whether they are the best team name or whether they are the first prize winners, are going to receive one of our mascots. But in typical AWS style, you've got to build it yourself.
Lego bricks. Yep.
Now, I would like Kris to call out the best team name.
Oh no.
And then this particular team is going to come to the stage and receive their prize. So, I want you to read out.
Is it rude?
It's not rude, no, but you'll see why I picked you in just a second. Number 4.
Give it up for Team Unemployed Bums.
And if Matt is around with the camera, that'd be great.
Come up. How many of you are there?
3 of us.
Wonderful. Amazing. Come up.
Thank you guys for having such an imaginary.
Well done.
yeah.
Get your picture taken. Get your picture taken. Come on.
Chris, you're in there. You're in there, please, Chris.
I'll get together.
And as many of you might know, Chris's badge says "Fun Employed." Thank you very much, Chris, and thank you very much, Fun Employed. So now I'm going to get Mike and Derek to come back to the stage for a minute. Yes, you've also got to do a prize. So this is the team that scored the most points throughout game day today. And I really like this name as well.
We didn't score.
No, you didn't know, but the team that I'm calling up will be. In fact, I'm going to get Mike to read the name out because I think it's a really cool name.
Okay. Zazatak. Oh. Team Zazatak, please come up. Schwarz. Three.
So
Well done. Nice work. Beautiful. Nice shorts.
So our first place team also receive a game day trophy. There's one spare. I might leave that one at home. And if we can get the picture again, we'll get Derek into the picture.
Into the lights.
Oh, into the lights. Go into the lights.
It's the one time it's okay.
Really?
There we go. Might need to put the other lens on next time so I don't need to be so far away.
Thank you very much, Zaz Attack. And if you have a look at the trophy, it is dated. You can come back and defend your championship next year. Awesome, cool. So that's that. Two things done. We've got another hour to go, so that's fine. Now, I would like you to all look around your chair, or under your chair, or in your facility, and see if you can find one of these. But it doesn't say Arjen on it. And it doesn't say Alan on it either. It should say something like winner. Give me a shout out as loud as you can if you find one. Everyone's rummaging around. If no one's sat next to you, look into that chair as well. This is our ad hoc random prize. This could be fun. You watch, the cleaners have come through and taken it. Has nobody found any of them yet? Okay, I'm going to get our volunteer manager over here for a second to tell me what numbers it was meant to be. Seat K12. Who's sat closest to seat K12? Put your hand up. And F23. Who's sat near or around or on F23? Our volunteers will be able to help you find it. I knew this was a bad idea. Mind you, at least my audio played this morning. I'm getting shade from backstage here.
What?
Do we have a winner? Do we have a claimant? We do! Woo! If you've got one of those in your sticky hands, bring it forward, please. Bring it to the stage. They did a really good job of hiding these, the volunteers.
Well done.
I think our volunteers are getting the prize for hide and seek winner 2025. Keith, you got one? Excellent. So what this spot prize is a slightly shameless plug, but it's a bit more deeper than that. It's a copy of Cloud Native Anti-Patterns by Alan Blockley. And Gerald Backelmeyer, and Aidan Ziegler, and Bojan Zivic. All four are community builders. And also the Forward has also been written by Nick Trantifalin. I always get his name wrong. Nick T. AWS hero Nick T.
Triantafillin.
Thank you, Mike Chambers. We're going to go this side of the stage, where the camera is. And I'll get this one first. Now, the only rule with this is it needs a 5-star review on Amazon, okay? Thank you. And who else do we have? Nice to meet you, Shirish. Have you had a good day today? Congratulations. All go forward. Round of applause for our book winners. Thank you. It does end, I promise, because between now and 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish, we're going to be over across the road at the Pig and Whistle for the Buildkite networking reception. Make sure you're all there. Excellent. And we've got one more random spot prize, because I love giving this random spot prizes out. Pick a letter between A and G.
G. D.
Pick a number between 1 and 30.
29.
Who's nearest to D? 29.
29. 29. Yeah.
D29. D29. It's not Schwarz, is it?
A29 does exist.
Okay, good.
We've got 25 and 40.
Okay, we'll go with 40.
So 20.
That is just pure luck, but Schwarz, you take home the built version of our mascot for 2025.
Yeah, you're finding that's your royal flag.
I know the irony, okay? Okay, let's finish this up.
Baby bear.
Oh, we're going to give babyware away now. Okay. I'm going to give this to... There we go.
Okay, so the most important draw of the day
I'll
is
let you look
about
at
to take place. And the winner of a very smart, very well-dressed, very big baby bear is, and I apologize if I've said your name wrong, Nabila Noshin. Yay!
And just a massive shout here, Nabila has also been one of our awesome volunteers for the day as well.
Yay.
So, very well deserved.
Going to a good home, baby bear. Goodbye.
Am I adopting him?
Yes. Take care.
You have to sign an NDA with him as well, though, because he knows too much.
He knows way too much.
Do you want to get the picture? Yeah, Matt's all over it.
Yay.
Awesome. Okay, so the day's nearly over, very nearly over, and I think a lot of us are looking forward to a drink at the end of the day. I want to say thank you to every single volunteer in the room. If you're wearing a black AWS Community Day 2025 t-shirt, please stand up. A round of applause, everybody. If you're a speaker today, please stand up. Round of applause. Thank you for your contribution to this event. It's been awesome. Massive thank you to our sponsors as well for supporting us through the event today, including platinum sponsor AWS, our gold sponsors Silver and Bronze. We went through them this morning. However, the biggest thanks for the day, I feel, needs to go to everybody that's sat in a seat today, everybody that's attended the session, and everybody that's been to either a workshop, a game day, and turned up today to make this event what it is. Thank you. More importantly, if somebody's lost a laptop outside of B1, then it's at the registration desk. If it isn't claimed, it will go to BCC Lost Property at the end of the night. But if you're missing a laptop, hopefully you know you're missing a laptop, then go to the registration desk on the way out to claim that. My closing thoughts for today. This has been 18 months of work, a massive team, and worth it. I've walked around today, I've seen some awesome kinds of conversations. And I just want to celebrate the fact that our community has come from many corners of Australia and further afield to make today what it is. So I'll see you all next year. See you at the pub.